It's Saturday. As uncommon as it is for me to go out on a non-school day, I don't really know what to wear. I put on my second favorite tan sweater. It keeps my arms from view, while also hiding my figure nicely. I still feel nervous about my lunch meeting with Natsuki. Normally, I would be spending the weekend at home, reading. I intend to bring a book with me, but it doesn't make me feel much better. I glance at my knife collection. I know I would feel more secure if I had one of them with me, but I'm determined to get over my dependence on them. I managed to do it yesterday, and as nerve-wracking as this encounter with Natsuki is, I'm sure I can do it again. I suppress the urge to apologize to my knives again as I pick up my bag and head out. We're in Salvador Mall. As I arrive at the mall, my nervousness turns into a kind of excitement. Here I am, on an adventure, setting out into the world. At the back of my mind, I know that this is something that normal people do every day. But for now, I try to hold on to the enjoyment of the accomplishment of doing something I used to think of as impossible. Well, if you enjoy going to a new place, I can understand that. Having a social life. Before long, I find Natsuki where we agreed to meet. Hey Yuri! This is my first time seeing Natsuki out of her uniform. The only word I can think of to describe her outfit is cute. I mean, can she not be cute? But I'm sure she would cause me great harm if I say that out loud. I'm feeling nervous all over again. Is it my imagination or does she seem nervous too? I wonder why that would be. Why would she be nervous? It's nice to see you, Natsuki. Yeah, you too. I gotta ask, what's up with the turtleneck? Isn't it a little bit warm for that? I happen to be prone to feeling cold. That much is true, especially in the last few days. That's why this is what's comfortable for me. Well, suit yourself. Personally, when I get home from school, I can't wait to get out of that uniform and into something with short sleeves. Well, it's true that our uniform can be uncomfortable at times. Don't comment on her outfit. Don't comment on her outfit. Change the subject. I noticed that she doesn't have her bag with her. Where's your lunch? Wait, we packed lunch? I wasn't gonna order before you got here. Order? Oh my goodness, this is sort of adorable. Yes. From the restaurant? I figured we'd pick which one when you get here. Of course. I feel foolish. I think I may have made another social blunder. I brought my own lunch. There's something adorable about this. I sheepishly gesture toward my bag. Oh, it's more cost-effective this way. Eating at restaurants can be very expensive. Unless it's fast food. Well, thanks for the tip, Yuri. But it'll be pretty weird bringing your own lunch into a restaurant. She used that word again. I'm screwing this up already. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be weird. I just thought... It's okay, we just... I'll get a takeout, and we'll just find some place to sit. Are you sure it's okay? It's fine, Yuri, just relax. I follow her to the food court and she picks out a fast food restaurant for herself. I feel awkward waiting for her to order and get her food. It feels like the times when I was a small child, where I would be following my parents around the mall on shopping trips. Except that this time the person I'm following is younger and shorter than me. Once Natsuki has her meal, we find a bench out in the mall to sit on and we start eating. We eat in silence for a few minutes and then... So, do you feel ready for the festival? Ready enough, I suppose. I don't know if I can ever claim to be fully ready to perform. But other than that, everything is capacitic. Okay, I'm not gonna try and pronounce that. You know what, I wanna be nice. But seriously, do you swallow a dictionary or something? Pardon me? What's with the fancy language? I just mean that everything is organized, that it's all in order. Then why can't you just say that? Because that's what the word means. I really don't want to start that argument again. I'm anxious enough as it is. Yuri, there's no one else here, it's just me. You don't have to show off. I'm not showing off, it's just a nice word, that's all. Well, it feels like you're showing off. Like, it feels like you're like you're looking down on me. There's a silence while she glares at me. I take this time to try to calm myself. I don't want to be too agitated when I speak again. I'm sorry. Didn't mean any disrespect. Are you sure you're not just saying that? Well, yes, I'm not sure what else I could say that would convince you. Why do you keep using words like that anyway? I can't bring myself to answer. I don't know if it's safe to talk about with her. I want to go home now, but I don't know how to do it gracefully. After a moment, Natsuki's expression softens a little. Look, maybe I'm overreacting. I'm sorry for losing my temper. I promise that this time, whatever it is, I won't get mad. I just don't want you to think it's weird. I don't mean to make you feel insecure. I mean, I know I hate it when people make me feel insecure. And well, you said you wanted to be friends, right? So maybe we should take this time to get to know each other better. Aww. Whatever you say, I won't judge you for it. I mean it. I weigh my options. It feels like there is more or less equal chance of her getting angry whether I tell her or not. I hope I don't regret this. She is going to be our friend. She is offering us to be our friend. Well, in answer to your question, no, I don't swallow a dictionary. I didn't swallow a dictionary. That wasn't... Never mind, keep going. When I was growing up, I kept a dictionary under my bed. Anytime I was reading and I saw a word that I didn't recognize, I would immediately look it up. I learned a lot of new words that way. I guess you do a lot of bedtime reading, huh? Well, yes, it's the best time. It took a long time for me to realize that all this was an unusual thing for someone to do. But I happen to think that language is very beautiful. There's so much meaning encapsulated in each word. I just wanted to learn it all. And sorry, the word encapsulated means it's fine, I get it. It's cool, really. It's fine that you enjoy learning. It's just that sometimes you look like you think you're better than everyone else. I don't mean to, I really don't. I'm not better than everyone else, far from it. And again, I'm sorry if I didn't give you due consideration. But I still believe that a keen grasp of language can convey a lot of subtlety and nuance of expression. Every word is unique and carries its own meanings and feelings associated with it. Well, thanks for your consideration. But I gotta tell you, once I read any of those fancy fantasy novels you love so much, it was about wait, did I read that right? I once read one of those fancy novels. It was about a bunch of guys who were on a quest to destroy a magical ring, keep it away from some dark wizard who wanted to use it to take over the world or something. I never figured out what his deal was. Anyway, the book is famous, like it's got movies based on it. It's supposed to be this epic thing that tons of other fantasy stories are based on. You know that? But you know what? The book is boring as hell. The guy who wrote it spends more time describing the countryside than anything that happens. And we don't learn anything of the people in it either. And I hate to force myself to get through it and that the whole time I'm thinking, get to the freaking point! And you can say all you want that has extra meaning or whatever. But what's the point if you put your audience to sleep from boredom? Like, writing in my manga it may be simple, but at least stuff happens. And it still manages to have some meaning to it. Well, can we perhaps agree that there is merit in both styles of writing? I really don't want to argue. Yeah, I guess. For the record, I do feel like I've learned a lot from you this past week. Yeah? Yes. And I'd like to think that you've learned a little from me too, considering how your last poem came out. Well, you know, it was good practice, so I didn't mind doing it. And hopefully, you can continue to learn from each other. There's a pause. This conversation is feeling a little more comfortable than it was a moment ago. I hope I can keep it that way. So how about you? Do you feel ready for the festival? Yeah, I'll be ready. I would have liked some company while making the cupcakes, but I'll get it done. I just have to hope I can avoid my dad while doing it. Or at least that he doesn't make himself annoying. My parents themselves are fairly easy to avoid. Must be nice. Not really. Yeah, sometimes I wish my dad would just shut up. It's somewhat amusing to discover that apparently our parents are opposites of each other too. Perhaps we should treat parents sometime. Judging by her reaction, that may have been the wrong moment of levity. That was a joke, I was just joking. You don't want my dad as your dad. Why not? Never mind. Anyway, I guess you and Midas are all whatever with the decorations. Well, we have everything planned out. We'll be meeting tomorrow to put it all together. Natsuki seems to be having trouble making eye contact at the moment. You and Midas have gotten pretty close, huh? We are friends. I bet you wish you were more than friends though. She glances at me as she says this. I'm a little taken aback at how forward her question is. It's okay, you don't have to answer, it's pretty obvious. I mean, I know you said you probably want Sayori, but if you ask me, he already blew it with her yesterday. I probably have a pretty good chance with him. This causes a strange fluttering of emotion inside me. I've gone through so many ups and downs in my state of mind about Midas. I don't know how much more I can take. But I must be a glutton for punishment because I feel a resurgence of hope about the idea of getting the chance to be with him. You think so? Natsuki nods, looking a little downcast. I've seen how you look at each other. Just because things didn't go how I hoped doesn't mean I'm gonna stand in your way. This is kind of bittersweet. I recall what you told me the other day about wanting to share her manga with Midas, and I feel guilty about how sad she looks right now. You were hoping to get close to him too, weren't you? Well, no, I mean, sure, I was disappointed by how things went. But I did some thinking, and well, even if I didn't get everything I wanted, maybe it isn't too bad, because I ended up getting something almost as good. And that would be like, like a new friend. Natsuki is visibly blushing, still seemingly unable to make eye contact. She's showing her vulnerable tsundere side, Yuri. Take it, accept it. Natsuki, I didn't know you felt that strongly about me. Don't say don't say it like that. I just, you always seem so full of yourself. You would never talk to me like you thought I wasn't good enough to talk to or something. And anytime you did open your mouth, it was to show how fancy and sophisticated you were. I never thought you might want to be friends. It's strange to hear about myself from a different perspective. How can I be made to sound aloof rather than merely shy? I'm sorry if I ever made you feel like your company is unwelcome. Please understand it was nothing personal. It wasn't anything personal, rather. I keep to myself a lot because, well, I'm used to people disliking my company. If it seemed like I was avoiding you, it's because, forgive me for saying so, but you do have a bit of a temper. And you seemed like the kind of person that would react badly to me. Yeah, I know. That's something I'm working on. I know I have some anger issues. I suppose everyone has something about themselves that they want to improve. Speaking for myself, I want to be more open to new experiences and reaching out to people. I can see that. Well, I'm glad you reached out to me. Me too. We smile at each other for a few seconds. Just for a moment, it feels like all our previous conflict has been washed away. You know, I had a feeling you might be less uptight than I thought. Especially after that one time you randomly offered wine to the club. Even though it was kind of a weird thing to do. She called me weird again. I wish you stopped doing that. It makes me anxious. It makes me feel like I'm doing something wrong. Not to mention that the fact that she brought up a particularly embarrassing moment for me. I find myself fidgeting with my hair. It's getting harder to control my breathing. I just didn't know that alcohol wasn't allowed in school. My parents will always have a glass of wine with dinner. I thought that would be a normal thing. I'm sorry. It's okay, you don't have to apologize. I didn't have a problem with it or anything. I thought it was kind of funny that you brought a bottle of wine into the club. Who knew that Sayuri could get angry? I just wanted to be friendly. I didn't know I was being weird. It's no big deal. Hell, I might have asked you for some if Monica hadn't gotten all president on you. But I really don't mean to be weird. I don't want to be, I know it's wrong. Jeez, Yuri, why are you so hung up about being called weird anyway? I thought you'd be used to— oh no. Why do I have a feeling that's a very poor choice of words? I thought you'd be used to it by now. It stings to hear her say that. She really doesn't understand how it makes me feel. It's not just that. There was an incident. Oh no. An incident? Am I really thinking of telling this story? I don't know how I'll be able to keep calm while telling it. Somehow it feels right to bring up in this moment. I'll probably never be able to do again. You're right that people call me weird a lot. I suppose I've got a bit of a reputation for it. When one day I threw a little too much attention to myself, or I drew much attention to myself. I was at school reading as usual, and a group of boys came up to me. Okay. I didn't know them. I think they were older than me. It would explain why they were all taller than me. Taller than you? They must have been huge. Yuri is 5'5" from what I can remember. Well, this was several years ago. I was shorter at that time. In retrospect, I should have been more scared when they surrounded me, but I was naive. What did they do to us? I thought they just wanted to talk to me. I remember being really eager to talk about the book that I was reading. And I suppose I wanted to show off my knowledge of what I'd learned. Check out the know-it-all! That's what one of them said. And the others laughed. Jesus Christ, you guys are boys. How mature are you? Immature, rather. And I was so stupid I laughed alone. Oh shit. I don't like where this is going. I was so stupid I laughed along with them. I didn't want them to know I didn't get the joke. I didn't realize he meant it as Jesus. This vocabulary. Pejorative. Oh, come on, no fancy language. Sorry, I didn't realize it meant insult. Oh my goodness. I didn't realize it was an insult. I didn't realize it was an insult, rather. Anyway, I think at one point I said too much. Or maybe I just said the wrong thing. Because there was a definite change in their demeanor. They looked disgusted. I heard them muttering to each other. I don't know what they were saying, but I heard the word weird being used a lot. And I guess things just got heated. The one who called me a know-it-all, I have to pause to take some deep breath. What did he do to us? What the fuck? What? He punched me in the face. I remember that much. Because I remember tasting blood in my mouth. Yikes. But I don't remember much after that. just being on the floor with my hands over my face. While they continued they continued? I don't, huh? What the Well, they continued hitting me. I don't know how many of them joined in. And I remember them yelling things like freaking weirdo and crazy. What the hell? Those are the details I remember most clearly. I was mostly just hoping it would be over soon. Eventually, I guess, they decided that I had been punished enough and they all left. That's messed up! Did they get caught? Caught? Well, yeah. I mean, they did this in the middle of school, right? Not exactly. I always choose an isolated spot to read. But did the teachers do anything? As far as I'm aware, oh my god. Where are these boys? Let me have them. As far as I'm aware, they didn't know about it. Didn't know? You mean you didn't tell them? I'm struggling not to cry now. I should have kept quiet. I should have just kept it to myself. I should have tried to be more normal. I deserve to be hurt. It was always my fault. I'm in the middle of crying and getting angry right now. What the hell? Despite myself, I feel a single tear roll down my cheek. I hastily wipe it away. I don't want to cry in front of Natsuki. Screw that talk of deserving. It sounds like they were a bunch of assholes. I mean, they're more than that. Saying that they're assholes are an understatement. They're complete hellspawns. If they ever try something like that again, I hope you hit them back. I almost laugh at that. What an absurd thought. I could never do that. I would never want to hurt someone. Well, then point them out to me and I'll beat them up for you. That's 4 feet of fury, guys. That's what Natsuki is. Natsuki, I don't condone violence. Then what's with the knife? You really had to bring that up now, did you? What is she talking about? I compulsively reach for my bag to make sure it's closed, even though I know there's no knife in there today. Yeah, that one. I know you keep a knife in there, Yuri. My anxiety is climbing. How? Well, it's kinda obvious. Every day in the club you obsessively check for your bag for it like 100 times. Then how do you know it's specifically a knife? I mean, not that I was staring at you or anything, but I did get a look at it once. Yeah, it's not... Did you tell anyone? No, I'm not trying to get you into trouble or anything. Okay, you're calming down a bit. Just keep it up. Calm down some more. I feel a bit reassured by that, especially since she keeps talking about a singular knife rather than my whole collection. She must not know about the others. I wonder which one she saw. Honestly, I really don't care. I just figured out that you were trying to be cool or edgy or something. Or maybe you were... Never mind, my point is that I think I understand now. It's just for security. That's half true. It makes me less anxious when I have one around. If you say so. There's a tense pause. Natsuki's still watching me, but I can't bring myself to make eye contact. I would never hurt anyone, never. Never ever. Please believe me. Except myself. It's fine, Yuri, I believe you. I glance at her. I think she means it. It helps me relax a little. Please don't tell anyone. It's okay, Yuri. I'm not gonna blabber about your secrets. I mean, you've got all that stuff we don't want anyone to find out about, right? Suddenly, Natsuki seems to be having as much trouble looking at me as I am looking at her. I guess... this is dual confessions, I guess. Yuri, you didn't deserve what those guys did to you. Let me tell you something about deserving. I get it. I understand why you feel like you deserve to be hurt. Because my dad... Natsuki makes a visible effort to collect herself before continuing. Okay, well I know this sounds bad, but my dad hits me sometimes. Sometimes is an understatement, Natsuki. Natsuki! It's okay, I don't want you to make a big deal out of it or anything. He only does it when I'm bad or whatever. Are you sure? But sometimes he has dumb ideas about what's bad. And like for a long time I thought I deserved it. Especially because he would tell me I deserve it, like a lot. All of the time. And then one day a few years ago, I realized just how full of crap he is. You see, he thinks to himself as a handyman. Like he has a collection of tools that he uses to tinker with stuff around the house. Don't try to tell me he tried to stab us with a knife or something. Or a screwdriver, rather. One day he was fixing something. I didn't even remember what it was. And then he asked me to bring him a screwdriver. He said that it was in a drawer. But there were lots of drawers, I didn't know where it was. And instead of just telling me like a normal person, he got all angry. And it wasn't enough for him to just show me where it was. Oh no, he had to grab my wrist and pull me over to where he put it. And then he starts hitting my hand against the drawer saying, "That's where it is." And at that time I was scared, I was freaking terrified. And she's crying, no! I guess we're both going to be crying at the mall. I remember wondering what I did wrong that I deserved to be dragged around like that. But then I thought about it later and I just felt angry. Like, how the hell am I supposed to know where he puts his damn tools? And even if I did, how the hell is that a reason to hurt me? How messed up do you have to be to drag around a small girl half your size like that? Don't hurt our little cupcake. Nor our little... or rather, our big... what Yuri isn't little. Our lavender girl. And that moment changed things for me. I learned to get angry at stupid stuff like that. And I learned to hate the word deserve. It's just a word that people use when they don't want to feel bad that they hurt someone. But the truth is, some people are just big jerks who like hurting others and you can't blame yourself for it. That goes for my dad, and that goes for those guys that attack you too. I'm trying to consider this new information. The truth is, I still feel like I deserve to be hurt. That's something that has stuck with me over the years. Stuck with me. Tongue got stuck a bit. That incident was when it all started. I can trace my desire to punish myself back to that moment. I'm telling you that you didn't deserve it. Do you believe me? I do find it hard to believe. Yuri, you shouldn't let people push you around like that. I think it would do you some good if you learn how to get angry more often. Like you? Okay, maybe I'm a bad example for that. I know I do the anger thing too much. It's just that I know I've given you a hard time in the past. But you're a good person, okay? And good people shouldn't be hurt like that. We're getting perilously close to talking about my desire to cut myself. I can't handle this conversation right now. I consider just lying and agreeing that I don't deserve to be hurt. And I don't think I can bring myself to say the words. But on that note, I think I should go. No, don't go! Don't go, Yuri! Or at least, Natsuki, please chase after us. I have some shopping to do. You're going now? But I was going to ask. Natsuki seems to be wrestling with herself about what to say. I'm gonna be making the cupcakes soon. Would you like to come? Oh, Natsuki. I honestly don't deal well with last minute change of plans. I really shouldn't. I have a lot to do this weekend. Right, I know it was a stupid idea. I don't know why I asked. Whatever. I'll see you at the festival. I'll see you then. She walks away. Watching her go, I feel a strange jumble of emotions. A mixture of relief that the source of my anxiety is leaving, and the guilt at how abruptly I ended our encounter. A bit of sadness at how disappointed she looks. It makes me want to chase her. Yes, go Yuri. Oh wait, Natsuki. Huh? I'm not even sure what I expected to say. Are you okay? The other day, you said you wanted someone to share your manga with. After the well, I thought that we were going to chase after her and we'll buy her supplies, and then she'll come with us and buy our supplies, and then that's basically a mini date, but this will do just as well. After the festival, would you like to show me your manga? Really? I thought you weren't into that stuff. Well, I'm not, but I think it's important to try new things. Sure, Yuri, I'd love to. And I look forward to it. Cool. I'll see you then. Natsuki resumes walking away, looking more cheerful this time. I thought that it will get better. My goodness. Now that I'm alone, I can better collect myself. There were a lot of ups and downs during our conversation, but I'd say that overall, I feel really good about how it went. I still don't know what possessed me to share such a personal story from my past, but I think I'm glad I did, because it encouraged Natsuki to share a bit of her own personal story. Something I've wondered about for a long time. I didn't know she suffered so much at home. It explains a lot about how she is. I feel like I really bonded with Natsuki today, in a way, more so than anyone I've ever talked to, even Midas, and that's a good thing. It really is opening up worlds of self-expression and opportunity when I talk to others, isn't it? She even had some kind things to say. Not only the kindest things she ever said, but the kindest that anyone's ever said to me. Thank goodness that, despite the sad music, we're kinda happy in a way. You're a good person, and you don't deserve to be hurt. It's nice to know that someone believes that about me. She probably wouldn't believe if she knew what I do to myself. I suddenly realized that when she was talking to me, I forgot to respond to her story. I wish I hadn't been so preoccupied. I wish I had enough presence of mind to say something nice to her in return. The fact that I didn't reassure her in some way, and she tried to reassure me is a bit upsetting. I'm tempted to pull out my book and read for a while to help calm myself, but I don't think that it would be appropriate. Not the least because I just told Natsuki that I'm shopping now. I try to focus on thinking about Midas instead as I go to the art supply store. I'm able to find everything I need easily enough, and I find myself lingering in a section devoted to aromatherapy candles. There's a big display identifying all the different scents, their effects, and what they're used for. The listing for jasmine essential oil catches my eye because it says it's associated with poetry and aphrodisiac properties. I stare at those words for a long moment, my mind racing. Could Natsuki have been right about having a chance with Midas? My heart pounds as I pick up the jasmine oil and a diffuser for it. Am I really considering this? I feel rather mischievous, entertaining the idea of turning our festival preparations into a romantic encounter. But for all I know, this may be my only opportunity. I feel giddy as I pay for the items. I can't help smiling to myself as I head out again, daydreaming about everything that might happen tomorrow. And after making one more step, I head home. My head is swimming with all kinds of fantasies of what might happen with Midas. Well, we do know that our mom is open for sex, so we should feel relatively calm, I guess. And after a lot of careful thought, I send him another message to help set the tone for tomorrow, talking about how much I appreciate the opportunity to spend quality time with close friends. I hope if he feels anything close to what I'm feeling, that he'll pick up on my meaning. I don't want to be any more specific than that. Not yet. Anyway, and now that I have my phone in hand, it occurs to me that I should send something to Natsuki too. My message to her reads, I had a pleasant time at lunch today. Thank you for the conversation. I hesitate about sending it, it needs something more. I add one more sentence. You're a good person too. Within seconds of sending it, I received 2 messages from Natsuki. A fast replier. The first says, thanks, happy cat. The second says, good luck tomorrow. Thumbs up. I smile. It feels like a good omen. I have high hopes that tomorrow could bring something wonderfully life-changing. I can't wait